importante din po na magkaroon ng komprehensibong plano kung paano tayo makaka-respond doon sa climate-related damages and long-term resilience. I hope that we will do that, and gaya ng sinabi nga natin, hindi lang yung repair, kundi yung paggagawa ka ng bago, masiguro natin natatagal po ito, Mr. President.
Mr. President.
Mr. President, last point or 2 points that I'd like to
with the
raise.
permission of Senator Villanueva, before you leave the topic.
Yes.
I cannot seem to reconcile the data that I have, with the cause or causes of delays in the construction of classrooms. Kasi ang inyong obligation rate is quite low. Nasa 64.2% compared to your disbursement rate of 93.7%. So ang delay hindi do sa pag-construct kasi ang pagkaalam ko, ang obligation is a commitment or a legal promise ng gobyerno to spend money. Ang disbursement, ito yung actual na pagbabayad, hindi ba? So ang delay hindi do sa actual na construction kasi mas mababa yung obligation rate kaysa sa disbursement rate. So I cannot just reconcile the data with the cause or causes of delay. I just want to be clarified. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Yung pag-transfer ng construction ng DepEd to DPWH, hindi na ho kasali sa kanilang budget utilization rate yung hindi na kinakount po. So yung nakikita lang ho natin, these are all the items inside DepEd except for the school buildings. And admittedly, may mga items ho talaga na takes time. Like for example, yung textbooks. Ito actually, alam ni Senator Angara to na most often than not, nadidelay rin. But they reformed rin the process of textbooks. Furniture, the voucher program kasi, yeah, yung voucher program mo kasi naniningil in school after the semester or after the school ends. So may mga timing issues.
So ang bottleneck actually sa bidding, sa procurement. Kasi mababa obligation rate Kasi ang obligation is once you award the contract, whether it's a supply contract or contract to construct, obligated na Once na-award, di ba? Ang disbursement, yun yung actual na pagbabayad.
Tama po, tama po.
So ang backlog or yung delay, nando sa procurement, like bidding, etc.
Kasama rin po yan, admittedly. Like for example po, Senator Ping, yung textbooks in the old process, yung pag-develop ng manuscript, normally takes years, 1 year to 2 years. So may pangbili ng textbooks, pero yung development lang ng manuscript takes 1 year na kagad. So yung palang delay na ho kagad. So maraming processes na si Senator Angara or si Secretary Angara had to reform and change the processes para bumilis po yung pagbibili. Kasama na ho dyan yung procurement process.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, let me go to my 2 final topics, Mr. President, with regard to social media platforms, Mr. President. There's a study by Garrett et al., published in the National Library of Medicine, found that higher social media use is generally associated with greater involvement in cyberbullying, both as a victim and perpetrator. Now, may study rin po yung commissioned by Australian government in early 2025. They found out that 96% of children aged 10 to 15 use social media, and that 7 out of 10 of them had been exposed to harmful content and behavior. Kaya po yung Australia, they recently passed a law banning children under 16 years of age of social media platforms. And this is aimed at reducing the pressures and risks, Mr. President, that they are exposed to on social media. Now, Mr. President, gusto ko lang maintindihan at malaman yung pananaw at posisyon ng our Department of Education, notwithstanding, Mr. President, the challenges in the full implementation of such a law, and we know that the Department of Education would be looking at this. Nabalitaan na rin nila nito. Meron po ba silang initial or general position of possibly introducing a similar policy or something to that effect, especially in the light, Mr. President, of bullying cases in schools and other threats that these platforms pose on the mental health and well-being of our learners, Mr. President?
Tama ho kayo, Mr. President. The latest country that I saw who banned social media to 15 years old and below is Denmark. So marami na hong mga bansa na binaban po yung social media sa mga teenagers. In iba pang school, binaban pati yung cellphone outright. So dito ho sa atin, ang DepEd po ay nagtuturo po ng responsible use of social media, and naka-integrate na ho to sa GMRC, sa Technology and Livelihood Education, through digital citizenship and media literacy. So mayroong intense effort na turuan yung ating mga bata gumamit ng social media responsibly and itong mga digital gadgets responsibly. So yan po naman yung kanilang ginagawa ngayon. Meron ho silang safe and responsible technology charter to guide students and teachers on appropriate technology use. But I think because meron nga ganitong mga movement in different countries to ban social media outright, I'm sure that the department is also looking at this and studying this.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. President, and with Secretary Angara at the helm of the department, I'm sure makakaasa tayo na napapag-aralan po ito. Kasi for example, no, in one of the hearings ng Committee on Basic Education last Congress, I remember, chaired by Your Honor himself, Chairman Win Gatchalian, yung DepEd stated that 18.05% or 103 out of 567 bullying cases has resulted in campus violence. And kasama po dito from stabbing to gang violence, using of deadly weapons, resulted in severe physical injuries, etc. And ito po'y nakakabahala na, and at the same time, itong cyberbullying nakakabahala na. In fact, yung Australian policy po will not punish children nor their parents. Instead, the responsibility would fall on social media platforms, Mr. President, no? And siguro if I may suggest, if we are to do something about this and if we are to study this particular kind of policy, maybe we can also integrate this. Kasi kanina si Senator Alan was talking about the GMRC law, now which we all authored, Mr. President. It can strengthen, Mr. President, our efforts to teach responsible behavior, digital citizenship, and core values such as respect, self-discipline, empathy, love for family, love and respect to elders, prudence among our children, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. President. Last point na lang, Mr. President. Kanina pinag-uusapan yung K-12. I cannot help but give my point of view, Mr. President. Ang tagal na natin pinangarap ito. Kaya pag sinasabi na babalik tayo dun sa dati, baka dapat pag-aralan ho natin mabuti kasi ang tagal ho natin pinangarap ito, no? Alam natin may mga birth pains, alam natin na hindi perfecto. Gaya ni Mr. Chairman, sinabi niya, ima-manage niya, hindi. I'm happy with that, Mr. President. But just to put on record, Mr. President, despite the fact na hindi 100% na natutupad yung pangako ng K-12, is because maraming challenges, maraming problema. For example, Mr. President, in our experience, going around the country, may mga lugar na ang may offer lang na textbook track ay yung kung ano yung available sa kanila, Mr. President. Hindi sila mag-o-offer ng textbook track na kailangan or industry-led programs because wala naman silang facilities. In fact, wala nga magtuturo. Kulang nga tayo ng assessor, Mr. President. So, ito yung mga challenges pa rin, Mr. President, na kailangan nating pagtuunan ng pansin. But I feel, Mr. President, na tama yung direksyon natin na mag K-12. But at the same time, I'm in full support of your Honor's advocacies na gawing probably 3 years ang kolehiyo. In fact, Mr. President, when K-12 is being talked about, I was with TESDA then, Mr. President, and I was proposing na gawin po instead na grades 11 and 12, yung K-12, gawin nating junior college. Yun pa nga yung proposal ko, gawin mong junior college, yung 11, yung grade 12, Mr. President. Another thing, Mr. President, that we can also think about, para mas maraming pagpipilian, mas maganda, punta tayo doon sa direksyon ng paggagawa o pagsasagawa ng supermarket of competencies. Nakita ko si E.D. Carlo. Yung supermarket of competencies, halos buong mundo yun yung ginagawa eh. Ang concept is you go to a supermarket with your cart at titignan mo ano ba yung mga kailangan mo. Kailangan ko ng ganitong units for English, kailangan ko ng ganitong units for basic accounting. Hindi ko naman kailangan ng mas malalim na katuruan sa physics but just basic. At pagkatapos nun, pupunta ka doon, yung cart mo, dala-dala mo, dadalhin mo doon sa cashier, i-assess na nung cashier kung ilang units yun. Ito ba pwede ng bachelor's degree? Ito ba pwede ng PhD? Etc. So, meron kang freedom to choose. Merong programa ang pamahalaan, point system, na makikredit. In fact, napasa na natin dito sa Senado yung ETIAP law. Napasa na rin natin yung Enterprise-Based and Education and Training Law. So, ito po yung mga pwede nating magawa, Mr. President, despite the fact that in 2018, ang PIDS said that yung mga human resources officers, managers, revealed that 24 out of 26 firms are willing to hire senior high school graduates. Pero pag tinignan mo naman, 22 out of 26 companies have hiring conditions, such as requiring certain competencies or skills, improved work immersion, and hiring only in low positions. So again, may challenge na naman po doon. That's in 2018. 2020, puntahan natin yung report rate ng PIDS. Sabi po nun sa report, only a little over 20% of senior high school graduates participate in the labor market, and more than 70% would proceed to pursue further studies. But K-12 graduates, nakalagay po dun sa report nila, have poorer outcomes in terms of labor force participation employment and underemployment rates. So again, Mr. President, ang key talaga dito is may offer what is in demand. Ano yung industry needs? And it has to be industry-led. Hindi ko mo, for example, Mr. President, ang available lang ay magtuturo ng paggugupit, magtuturo ng pagmamasahe, and we have nothing against paggugupit at pagmamasahe. Pero kung puro yun po sila, ipuproduce ng isang barangay, 200 masahista, paano kikita ho yun? 200 masahista sa isang barangay. Magmamasahe sila sa isa't isa. Hindi talaga kikita pa rin kasi sabihin na, ex-deal na lang, mamasahin kita, masahin mo ako. So, Mr. President, ito lang po yung nais nating iparating sa ating departamento, and because after last year's agency budget hearing, si Senator Angara, I remember saying, announcing that DepEd will be studying also the reduction of core senior high school subjects from 17 to just, if I'm not mistaken, 5 or 6, Mr. President, no? To allow din yung students more time for on-the-job training and work immersion. So, perhaps if we can also hear an update, Mr. President, tungkol po dito, kasi how will this reform also be implemented under the matatag curriculum, and how will it directly improve yung employability? Kasi yun yung gusto natin talaga eh. At the end of the day, yung employability outcomes of our senior high school students.
Thank you for that. Tama ho kayo. Lahat po ng inyong nabanggit ay tama ho. And since you are also a member of EDCOM, I'm sure narinig niyo ho itong mga problema na na-encounter po ng ating Department of Education.